Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking on this video. And today, as always, we're going to ask our souls for messages. Messages that we need to hear today. What is important for us these days? Okay, so for many I can feel a disconnection from ourselves. So basically that means there is a bit of confusion these days. There is a bit of we feel weird and don't know why we feel the way we feel. It's like we are not in touch with our emotions. I feel a lot of resistance, so maybe some of us have recently experienced a lot of resistance in their life, a lot of things that didn't go the way they were planned to go, or simply things that didn't go like they would normally go, like things we normally do, and they just turn out differently. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah. So our souls want to tell us that these things that we do, these everyday things that we do, it's definitely about that. These everyday things that we do may not be the best for us anymore. They are actually not serving us anymore. So I keep seeing us walking to a fridge or something. So maybe it's about, maybe it's also about what we feed ourselves, basically. What we eat seems to be a habit. We have been eating certain dishes for a certain amount of time, but now we need to change those dishes. So it's definitely about these everyday things that we just do without really thinking them through, that they want to remind us that these things are not for us anymore. And they are telling me that we have felt that. We already know that, but we haven't changed these everyday things. And they're telling us to look out in the world, to be brave and see all the new things. For example, if we stick with cooking or what we feed ourselves, basically, they're saying that we can look out into the world and there are so many other kinds of dishes that we could make ourselves and that we could eat, and that would be better for us, like for our stomach. I also get a skin condition, so maybe if some of us have recently been having bad skin, then they're definitely telling me that has something to do with our diet. And they keep showing me our home. So maybe for some of us, it's also important to change some routines, maybe change some furniture in our home. Yeah, so there's definitely these things that we keep doing, or the places that we are at quite often. They want us to change something within our daily routines, within the things that we do quite often. They want us to change something, to at least to think through them, to think them over, to think about what could we change, what may be better for us. And they are saying that, okay, let's ask more about these things that we need to change. What exactly do we need to change? Yeah, so definitely diet routines such as when we get up and when we go to sleep, but especially when we get up, that seems important as well. So maybe think about if you should get up earlier, or if you would need more sleep, if you should get up later. But your body tells you that. So they're definitely telling me that you already know that. You already know everything. You know, it's already, you know, we just need to listen to ourselves a bit more. But you know, for example, that getting up too early is not good for you, or getting up late is not good for you. Things like that. Your soul is like, she knows, he knows, they know. The time we get out of the house seems something that we need to change. Maybe get out of the house more often or less often. And then they're also talking about how we react. They want us to think like we have these patterns when someone, I don't know, tries to argue with us, when there are things that we have done and they constantly tell us what we have done wrong and stuff. They want us to change our reacting to these things. So we constantly react in the same, like in a consistent way. For example, we are sad, we feel guilty or anything, something like that. We cry maybe even. We are a bit mad and disappointed at ourselves. And your soul is like, so they want us to change our reacting pattern, let's call it, to triggers. So if you, and what do they want us to change them to? Let's ask. They want us to they want us to stand up for ourselves, and like not in a not being mad at anyone, not triggering someone else, but they want us to look into ourselves, go inside, ignore the outside, and then they want us to think about how do we feel at this moment when someone accuses us of doing something wrong. Normally, we would react very sensible and we would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, that's not going to happen again. But if we feel inside, I definitely feel that we feel that big. Like we feel so small and we feel uncomfortable and we're like, well, that's a mistake that could happen to anyone. And a genuine mistake, we are sorry for it, but we don't want to feel that small. We are still like on one level with this other person. And your soul is like, look inside yourself, recognize the way you feel at that moment, and then try and communicate that. Right? Let's see. Yeah, try and be more open with it. Try to, well, sometimes it's okay to let other people know about how their reaction to something makes us feel. And they're really telling us to do that. So there are two things in this reading to sum it up, right? Our souls want us to recognize patterns in our life, and they want us to change some daily patterns that we have simply been doing because we have always been doing them, but they're not healthy for us. So your soul wants you to think over your daily life and to change something that you already know is not doing you any good. Secondly, your soul wants you to think over a behavior, a pattern that you constantly fall back into, let's call it. And they want us to express our feelings more and be open, be more open with what is wrong with us, or what we feel, or what how someone else makes us feel with the reaction they have to something. Yeah, they want us to understand that I've already said this so often, but I keep getting it, so maybe some of us still need to hear it. They want us to know that we are as important as the most important person in our life, and that we don't have to. They're not telling us to be egoistic or to think about ourselves more than anyone else, but they are telling us to listen to our feelings a bit, and at least if we are not ready yet to change something or to put us as first priority or at least second priority, they want us to recognize and understand that, at least recognize your feelings, at least they want us to recognize what we feel. And if we already feel comfortable doing that, then they want us to communicate our feelings with the world. And now I have these little paper figures. We're gonna get one of these as well, just as a little fun ending. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's cute. Right, so that's basically Santa. So it's definitely an indication of Christmas. So as the last message for today, they want us to know that, especially around Christmas time, we also deserve to have a fun time. And they want us to keep that in mind. They want us to maybe think over some Christmas traditions that we have been doing that made us feel not that good. Just communicate with family, especially. That seems so important as well. Communicate with family, communicate our feelings, listen to theirs, and communicate. Maybe change that pattern of not communicating in a family. Yeah. So if you like this reading, I would definitely appreciate if you would let me know that through a thumbs up. And I just want to remind you guys that if you want to connect further with your soul, and if you want deeper messages from your soul, if you have specific questions, your soul can always answer them. And you can definitely check out the description. There's a link, and you can contact me, or you can simply write me an email. But definitely check out the description box. So now I thank you a lot for letting me talk to your soul. It was very fun today, and thank you. Bye bye.